When introducing the place cot, it's super important to make sure you're going relatively slow and make sure that you're adding a lot of value on the place cot itself. The number one thing that I see most people doing incorrectly is trying to add way too much duration too quickly and not reinforcing the dog on the place cot and slowly building that value. So the way that I introduce this is I have the lure and the slip lead. Some dogs are very, very nervous of something like this. This is an elevated place cot platform. And so the texture underneath their feet feels a little bit different. So sometimes I will literally walk across it to guide them over and show them that it's not that scary. Some dogs will also need to be reinforced with just the front two paws on, marking and rewarding, and then repeating that several times before then moving on to this step, which is luring them onto the place cot. All 4 feet are on, say yes, lure them off, and reward. And again, lure them on, all 4 feet on, yes, off, and reward. Make sure you're using the marker when all 4 feet are on the place cot and you're rewarding them off of the place cot initially, so that they can get another repetition of going on to the place cot. Yes. Yes. The next step is, according to your expectations, is going to be luring them on and down, marking and reinforcing them off again. So, yes. So lure them on, lure them down, yes, off, and reinforce them. Lure them on and down, yes, reinforce them off. Good girl. The next step is going to be to add literally a second with fading your body language. So you're going to go like this, stand up, and if they go back up, you're going to lure them back down, slowly stand up, yes, off, and reinforce them. Again. Yes, off, and reinforce them. Make sure that you're standing up all the way so they're not cueing off your body language. Yes. Around this point, you're going to start adding in a command. Place. Yes. Also, make sure that you're not waiting for more than a second or two. Yes, before you're marking and reinforcing them off the place cot. You want to do a lot of repetitions of that behavior so it's super, super clear to them. The next step is going to be adding in your duration marker. You're not going to add in very much duration at all. You're just going to show them what this means. So demonstrate by place. Good. Bring the reward down to them. Stand back up. Yes. Lure them off and reinforce them. Again, lure them on, place. Stand up. Good. Reward all the way down to them. Stand back up. Yes. Reward them off. So again, place, all the way down, stand up. Good. Reward all the way down to them. You don't want to reward them right here. They're going to start going off of their elbows and breaking the command. Yes. Then you're going to start to add in an additional 2 to 3 seconds between the markers and the command. Place. 1, 2, maybe 3. Good. Reward down to them. 1, 2, maybe 3. Yes. Lure them off and reinforce them. Place. 1, 2, 3. Good. Reward down to them. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Lure them off. Reward. Then you're going to add in a second duration marker. Place. 1, 2, 3. Good. Reward down to them. 1, 2, 3. Good. Reward down to them. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Reward off. So slowly, you're going to be making them, giving them more and more rewards on the place cot and fewer off of the place cot. Place. 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. Good. Reward down to them. 1, 2, 3. Good. Reward down to them. 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. Yes. Reward off. The other thing to keep in mind is make sure that you are saying the marker of good before you're going down to them. This is going to also help them not to anticipate the reward, them going up off their elbows and breaking the command, but rather wait, not cue off of your body language, but understand that marker, good, regardless of how I'm standing. Good means what you're doing is right, stay there, reward is coming to you, at least in the beginning. Place. 1, 2, 3. Slowly start to build duration between these markers. Good. Very slowly. You only want to do this maybe 1 to 2 seconds in the very beginning. Good. And as they increase in the reliability, then you're going to add in maybe 3 more seconds at a time in between. And then again, do lots of repetitions of this. Good. And then add in about 5 more seconds at a time. And then once they're at about 15 to 20 seconds between good duration markers, then you can really pretty much start to double that time slowly and surely within each training session. Good. You can also start to add in additional good markers as you're adding that duration and as you're seeing reliability here. Again, you don't want to go way too fast. You don't want to increase the time between rewards too quickly. You want to do this process very slow. Good. And you want to keep an eye on their body language. If they're super antsy and prone to breaking it often, then decrease your time quite a bit and do a lot of repetitions of that before advancing onto more and more duration. Yes. Also, as you noticed, I'm fading my body language in the lure more and more and more. So while in the beginning, you're quite literally luring them all the way on and luring them all the way down, and then slowly fading it and then giving them the reward, as they're advancing, they're going to start to anticipate what the expectation is, which is actually good. But you also want to make sure you're naming everything and you're paying close attention to your body language. So they're not cueing off of the body language, but cueing off of the verbal commands and markers. Yes. This is the one exception that I actually will add a gesture because as she advances, I'm going to then be able to send her to different places, and I want her to be cueing off of this directional point. This point is a very unnatural behavior for dogs to understand, so it has to be taught to them. So if I have 2 or 3 place cots and I want her to go to the far one on my right, then the only way she's going to understand that is if I give her visual or spatial pressure, visual language, essentially. If I just say place, she has 3 cots she can go to. She's not a mind reader. So I do add in a visual, which is why when I say the place command, I will always be pointing at the location I want them to go to, because this can be applied to a dog bed, a couch, whatever location, but you do have to start to approximate it. In the beginning, I highly encourage you to just pick one specific location and practice on that very, very, very well. Yes. Again, as they get more duration on this, you can start to approach the place cot from various angles and send from a slight distance. So as she has duration on this, you're going to add slight distance while you're sending her. So in the very beginning, you're lowering her all the way on, and then as she increases reliability, you're just pointing in same place, and then you're going to add an additional foot or two, and then make sure you have her attention first. Place, step towards it, point, tell her the command, but you're not going all the way necessarily. Yes. And let's see if I can add a little bit more. I can't see too much on the camera, so I am, yeah, again, about 3 feet away at this point. So I have her attention. Place. She's distracted by my hand, so I'm opening it to show there's nothing in it. And backing off, she still understands the behavior. Good. I'm going to come over to her, reward her on the place caught. Yes.